Hey guys, every day we have new people coming in and out of our lives. Today I'm working at, I'm working at someplace, factory, and the quality control staff I was working with were ridiculously, like, they just micromanaged everything. And I'm like, no problem. I literally explained everything. I brought all the appropriate PPE and whatnot. And even during the process, they're like, "Oh, you got to tag on. You got to use the lanyard, make sure you're hitched in." And I had to put the hat down at one point, the hard hat or whatever. And I was like, "No, you got to have your hard hat on. You got to have your hard on." Like, I'm just like, oh my god, literally, I'm literally 10 feet up in the air. The ratcheting mechanism they had me hook onto stops at 2 feet, like it'll ratchet down and then stop at 2 feet. My lanyard is 6 feet, so I'm gonna literally bounce off the ground, like my feet will hit the ground, and that's before the lanyard will extend. And I'm just like shaking my head, like, you guys have no clue. You have all this safety equipment in place, and by the way, the railing is 3 feet tall, which is standard. However, it's from the ceiling. The railing is legitimately touching the ceiling, and that's how, like, I'm crunched up there, like, trying to do stuff and work away and everything like that. I'm on my knees. Brought knee pads and everything like that, and just a bunch of nonsense. And they're making sure about all this safety equipment, okay? Making sure about all this safety equipment. They've been on us all day, and I'm just being patient, kind of like, you know what, it's cool. And I can work with anything in any kind of situation, but all this safety equipment was just for looks. It wouldn't have done anything to save your life. It would have probably impeded you, if anything else. The best thing that I was wearing that was helping was my safety glasses and my earplugs. That was the only thing that was actually doing anything. Everything else was just for show. Like, and I shake my head at this, and I had a conversation with a guy who's way past his retirement age, and it's starting to snow. We had a great conversation. It's funny, like, I'm only 34, he's more than twice my age, and we can talk on the same level. So either I'm really old or he's really young, one of those two things. But we both had the same conversation about how safety is actually impeding the way to work. And I'm not saying safety is bad. For one, I know how to put on a harness. I know how to be safe at work, and the guys always joke at me because I'm a cowboy. I was brought up that way, farm boy. We do things, and we get it done. Sometimes not safe, a lot of times safe-ish. Anyways, it was the most annoying part of the day because it was all semantics. They didn't mean a thing. Just to make sure that if anybody saw anything, they'd be like, okay, we're in their harness. They're wearing their hard hat. They're tied off. Okay, it's good. Like, like I said, guys, if I had fallen, the lanyard is 6 feet long. It extends out, I think, to 8 feet. I'm 10 feet off the ground, and then there's 2 feet for the what do you call it? The safety ratcheting mechanism. So I'm already going to bounce off the ground before anything actually starts to stop my fall, if I was to fall. Not to mention, the railing is 3 feet high. It has the knee rail, the toe rail, so nothing gets kicked off or anything like that. And it's right up against the wall, so I can't stand up. So I'm on my knees, and the lanyard is over top of the railing. So I have to unhook and hook back up, unhook and hook back up. They didn't say anything about that. Sometimes they want you to have a double lanyard, so you have to unhook and then hook up, and then unhook the piece that you're hooked up first, and then carry the unhooked piece until you go to the next side to step over, so that there's no chance of you falling. Anyways, my ideas in life are to work with whatever difficult situation it is, because I'm only here for a certain amount of time. I'm here to get the job done, which is what we did today. And there has to be come back for a service call and some other stuff. We had to explain everything. The lady was like, well, you come and you take a look at our equipment and whatnot, but you can't fix it. Like, I can take a look at it. And I'm like, well, if you go to a mechanic shop, and this is what I said to her, if you go to a mechanic shop and say you have a check engine light and you have them diagnose it, you're paying for that charge. Everything is chargeable from what you need. You can't just show up at somebody's place and ask them to diagnose your computer without them opening up and taking a look to see what's going on. That's essentially what they're doing when you go to a garage and ask them to take a look at your check engine light. Because it could be anything. It could be a light out. It could be a temperature sensor. It could be a vacuum lock. It could be anything. And they're asking us about the equipment too, because we had like Era 58 and Era 07 and all this kind of stuff, and they have no idea what this is. We have all these service manuals and whatnot because that's how we make our living. And they're like, well, you should have shown up and did all this, and they're asking for us to do work for free. And I politely explained to them, when you show up to a garage, the moment you have them plug in the computer, actually before that, but the moment they plug in the computer, that time is chargeable. And that's just the way the industry works. If you don't want us to fix your equipment, don't call us. It's as easy as that. And I was very polite, very cordial. I wrote everything up that we did, everything that we need customers service on. I'm pretty sure you can see the snow in the background over here coming down. Just kind of happened like that. And this is going to the front here. You'll be able to see that. See all that craziness coming down? It is nuts. Anyways, so I should get moving before anything else. But in life, whatever's annoying you, whatever you're facing, there's always a way around it, and there's always an explanation too. Because the way this works, it's not new. It's definitely not new. It's just a pain in the butt when the customer expects things for free just because we showed up to do a contract. And it's not that way. This is a separate part of the contract called service. Although the contract is service, but this is repair service instead of maintenance service. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. This was just another annoying day, and I had to rant about it for a few minutes. Peace.